So we finally got some Season 1 Reloaded update patch notes, and we're going to cover that in this video as quickly as possible. If you do enjoy this style of content, don't forget to subscribe as we're trying to goal 50k. Now, we do have the Warzone World Cup game mode, so that's going to be like a Rocket League thing essentially. A bit late to be honest, but we'll see how that goes. We've got some fixes in general for XP tokens, so hopefully those work a bit better now. You can actually see how long you've got left on those, and you can equip them in the pause menu as well, which is all good stuff. So hopefully that actually works in game. We've got the friends tab and overall social tab just being a little bit cleaner now, so hopefully that makes it a lot easier to add friends and make parties and all that kind of thing. Showcases making the UI a little bit cleaner, so certain changes here. I don't want to read through all of them. Channels now, again, muting and talking and all that kind of stuff should be a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. I think it's going to take a lot more fixes to make the UI better in this game. It's actually horrendous. The new Chimera assault rifle, which is basically the honey badger, which will basically be with an integrated suppressor and the blackout rounds. So we'll get to see how that actually plays in game. So we'll obviously have a challenge, and then obviously with store bundle as well. We've got weapon adjustments, so every akimbo weapon against armored opponents has been nerfed when it comes to damage, so a damage reduction there. We'll probably go on and test that and see how it feels in game now. And then obviously we've got a fix an issue causing shotguns to inconsistently display the broken hit marker. So it's not necessarily giving broken armor, but it is displaying it incorrectly. They've blocked the underbarrel shotgun for the Bruin B20 barrel, so that's just something else. Increased muzzle velocity and overall increase to close damage, increase the chest multiplier in the Cast-Off 545, so that's a buff there and a nerf on the M13. Cast-Off 74U, small damage reduction to close range. Basically, it requires at least one chest hit and 3 hits to kill, so they've kind of nerfed the damage on this gun essentially. MX9 increased movement speed, so that's always handy. Vel 46 reduced hip spread. This was actually one of the best guns in the game in my opinion, so I kind of understand why they've done that. But they've increased the movement speed and increased the far damage, which is ideal. Basilisk, again, some changes here. Again, they've reduced the hip spread on the Deagle pistols, increased the one-shot headshot range, which I think is for the single-fire weapon. Then shotguns can no longer kill fully armored players in one shot. I do think this was maybe a bug in general anyway, so that's now resolved. And then we have got new attachments, I think, for the Expedite 12. Melee weapons, reduced movement speed when having a riot shield and reduced melee damage. Then again, we've got missiles no longer land out of bounds when targeting a wall on the edge of the map, and that's with the Joker. Vehicles, we've got some collision issues fixed, increased fall damage to some of the vehicles as well, which is ideal. So overall vehicles got a buff, but they never really mentioned anything about the handling of the vehicles, so I mean, that is something that does need to be fixed there. When it comes to player visibility, if there's an enemy in front of a teammate, basically your teammate's name tag will disappear so that you know for a fact that it's an enemy. And again, when it comes to tier 1 modes, it's going to be a bit different there. Kill streaks, so we've got a couple of different kill streaks, which we're not really going to talk about too much because that doesn't really matter for Warzone. And again, field upgrades here. Equipment, again, so when it comes to field upgrades, the portable radars can stick to vehicles, which is viable for Warzone and could be actually really useful. Basically turn it into an actual UAV when you're traveling throughout the map. Thermite grenades will no longer persist on a player that was stuck, then died and respawned again. That's a glitch, obviously, so that's been fixed. Tuning now, so tuning attachments, so more beneficial tuning values have been basically increased. So if something helps, is going to help a little bit more now when it comes to weapon tuning, and if something causes basically a negative to your tuning, it's going to be less of a con. So basically I think tuning is basically going to be more important essentially to your weapon, so that is how they've kind of done this one. When it comes to optics, thermal optics have had a slight buff overall. When it comes to the X10 Angel, again, it fits now on the Deagle pistol, so some slight adjustments to optics here, nothing too massive. Bug fixes, again, some bug fixes on the battle pass there. Audio, nothing to do with footstep audio in this, unfortunately, which is a bit annoying, but the audio occlusion remains disabled in multiplayer as they're investigating some issues here. But Unfortunately, no footstep audio buffs here, which is a bit annoying. So we've got new playlist updates, which we don't need to talk about too much here. And max players on DMZ is 60 here. I don't know if this has been increased or not. I can't really tell. Don't really play too much DMZ. And we've got a new area on the DMZ map. Gameplay adjustments here. So we've increased the strongholds, which is ideal. I think we should have even more than 5, to be perfectly honest with you. When it comes to AI combatants, their bullet damage per bullet has been reduced by 26%. Number of units per site has been reduced by 50%. So I think this is the number of AIs per site. Further reductions based on squad sizes. So again, depending on solos, duos, quads. Double time between waves. Oh yeah, okay, so the AI don't spawn as quickly. So overall, the black sites are a little bit easier to navigate now. You will be able to basically get your loadout a little bit easier from the looks of things. DMZ adjustments when it comes to cash values, they need to adjust that in Warzone as well, my personal opinion. Container spawn rates as well, so some slight changes there to DMZ. Plea for help, and eliminated players are now able to request help from enemy players. Seems a bit weird. Resulting in them joining the enemy squad as a new member. Bit weird, so bit of a new thing, but again, that we'll see how that kind of takes place. When it comes to equipment, bomb drones, players with 3 armor plates on an outer radius will receive critical damage but will not die any longer. Now, these things should have been taken out the game anyway. I don't really like the bomb drones, to be honest. Radiation blocker DMZ now prevents the use of the equipment when performing a number of different actions, such as slotting an armor plates. Can we play up faster though? Is the question. Perk packages, default loadouts have been updated. So I mean, this means we can do perk packages on our own loadouts, or they've basically made better perk packages. Very, very vague here. We'll need to see that when the update actually takes place. Out of bounds, quality of light changes. Time allowed outside the playable area has been increased to 10 seconds. Cool. You'll get a sound when a player is reviving, so this is very important. I think that's something that needs to be added into the game. When a player drops a weapon, the respective ammunition will also drop to the ground. Moving forward, this ammunition will be automatically looted. Okay, cool, but it should just automatically be in the gun, in my opinion. Ground loot, we've made improvements to ground loot, so interacting with it's easier. Buy stations, items purchased via stations will spawn, spread out, but can we purchase more items at a buy station now, and are they all consistently the same? No one said anything about that yet. Gulag elimination, a sound will play when the squad member in the gulag is eliminated. Combat record, we're going to get that later on, it's not coming in this update. Bug fixes, we've got an absolute ton of them. But again, I don't really think anything in here is going to relate to basically being able to apply armor plates whilst running, or basically footstep audio, or any of the major issues that are in this game. So again, we'll need to wait and see for that. But if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe. Again, there's a ton of bug fixes, so I'll leave a link to the actual patch notes down below, and thank you very much for watching.